Welcome to the second episode of our podcast. Today's guest is Nazli, an English language student who came to Ostrava on an Erasmus internship. She's from the country of adorable roaming cats, stunning landscape, and cultural crossroads. You guessed it right. She's from Turkey. This is Expat Episodes, where new stories begin. I'm Martin, your host, and I'll be guiding you through the stories of expats in the Czech Republic. Hello, Nazli. Thank you for joining me today. How are you?
Thank you, Martin. Thank you for inviting me to this nice studio. I'm good. How are you?
I'm honored. I'm also feeling great now, especially that we can make another episode of our podcast, right? So, can you introduce yourself a bit? Like, what brought you to Czech Republic?
So I'm Nazlı. I'm from Turkey. I was born in Istanbul and I never left Istanbul. This is my first time abroad ever. And I'm an Erasmus student here, but I'm not doing studying, but I'm doing an internship. It's also a part of the Erasmus. You can choose between, and I choose the internship, and I'm very happy with that. And I'm doing my internship in the lovely Ostrava Expat Center, and I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you so much. So, let's start with what you said right now, which is that you never left your country
No.
before you came to Ostrava.
Yeah.
That's really surprising. So, is there any reason for that?
Well, first of all, Turkey is a huge country. We have like 81 cities and we have lots of places to travel. And then the second thing is that we don't have a really strong passport, so it's not easy to get a visa and then to travel to places. And for Europe, you need a visa. So I was like, and also this is one of the reasons why I try to do Erasmus, because when you're doing Erasmus, it's easier to travel to places.
I guess that makes sense, right? Because now you got long-term visa
Yeah.
for the purposes of internship, which
Yeah.
is basically a student visa, put simply. So you can travel across European countries, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And especially because Czech Republic is at the heart of Europe, you can basically drive to Poland, Germany, everywhere. So that's really strategic location, right?
It is like it's exactly like you said. It's in the heart of Europe, and it's like in 1 hour you can change a country. This is impossible to do in Turkey.
Where have you been ever since you came here? Like your first time traveling across
Oh
Europe?
yeah, like I was a little slow because the winter is not for me. I'm from Turkey. It's not so easy, but I've been to Poland, to Budapest, to Vienna, to Prague, of course, and then I've been to Germany as well, and it was lovely, but it was winter, so
Wow. That's a lot of places for like what, 3 to 6 months?
4 months, 4.5 months. Yeah, I think I did good. But because it's because of the location as well. It's so easy to travel from here.
What made you leave your comfort zone and what made you want to seek out this adventure to come abroad to have your internship abroad?
I never left Turkey, and I was like, you should do something because there are lots of other cultures, lots of other people, and a lot of things are going on in the whole world. And I was about to graduate, and I said like before you graduate, you have to do something for yourself that will improve you, improve your language skills, like your social skills. And I said now it's time, and I'm here.
You're here, and why did you choose here? Why did you choose Ostrava in the Czech Republic?
Well, firstly, I want to say that Czechia, like Prague, was my dream city because I was a little kid and one of my uncles, he went to Prague. And then I remember when I was so little, he was showing me pictures and I said, yeah, I will go there. It was like my dream city, you know?
Yeah.
And then I also got an internship offer in Prague, but then when I was checking, I also saw Ostrava, the expat center, and then I started to check Ostrava as well. And Ostrava seemed much more student friendly and more affordable to me because there is dorms that you can easily stay because in Prague it's huge, lots of students are going there, and it's not so easy to find a place for yourself. And Ostrava is improving a lot. Like when I first searching Ostrava, I was comparing And I was also asking my other friends because they also been here for studying. And I was asking them, and then I said, why not? I should try it. And then I came.
You came, and what were your first impressions of Ostrava?
Well, nice transportation. The best one, like among the all countries I visited, the best one ever. Since I left the train, I was like searching, and then I saw it is so easy to go from one place to another, and it keeps improving and improving since I came here. So it's perfect.
Have you ever regretted not choosing Prague over Ostrava?
No, never. Like, I've been to Prague like 4 times, but no. I mean, people think Prague is prettier and stuff, but Ostrava is improving, and I'm so happy to, like, somehow being a part of it. And I love the people here, so I'm really happy that I didn't choose Prague.
And you're a part of Ostrava more than a normal citizen, let's say, because you work at the Ostrava Expat Center. So you work in a way in the talent attraction management. Can you tell me more about that, about your internship?
Yeah, I'm working with the Expat Center. We have events that we do every month, and like we connect with expats. I'm also an expat, so it makes a lot of sense to me that being there with them because I see the struggle that they're going through, and it's so nice to help people. So I'm really happy.
Oh, you've made some friends already and the expat community thanks to the Ostrava Expat Center.
Yeah, I did lots of friends. I have lots of friends. I even have like a little Turkish community here. Like the expat center brought all of us together, which is perfect.
That's sweet. And they're also like your Turkish community. Are there students or what brought them to Czech Republic? Because I guess that you live at the dormitory,
Yeah,
right?
I am.
So you've got your international student community there, or
I have both actually. Like I have Turkish student community, international student community, but I also have like people that are working here came for work or just some of them came for some because of their husbands. So we have a nice community among all countries.
yeah? So you're like a social butterfly then,
You can say that.
having your own communities
I'm
and,
trying my
and
best.
stuff. Can you tell me about the differences between Ostrava and Istanbul? Because it's a big, loud city, you know, bustling with life, as opposed to Ostrava, which is smaller. How do you perceive it?
Well, at first it was like so hard for me because in Istanbul, even you're walking, you just hit people because I think we have like 16, 17 million people. But then I realized that this is what I needed after Istanbul because it's quiet, calm. But the transportation here compared to Istanbul, it's again so amazing because it's so easier to go from one place to another. But in Istanbul, it takes you like sometimes 2 or 3 hours to just pass the bridge and go to the other side because we have Asian and then Europe. So like I think it was taking me like 2 hours to go from my home to my university. I had to do this every day. But now in here it's easier and I think it's better for me. Now I'm relaxing more.
So it was 16 million people just for the city of Istanbul.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. Compared to Ostrava, we have like what 300,000, not even that. Wow.
Like I think in Czech Republic you have like 11 million people.
Yeah, yeah.
And in
And that's
Istanbul it's
basically
like,
yeah.
it's like when I went to Prague, I felt like it was more like Istanbul, but it's still not quite close to Istanbul.
Let's say I'm a Turkish student, right? And I want I want to have an internship with the Erasmus Plus program. What do I have to do? Can you walk me through the steps? Is it hard? How was your process like?
Oh, it's a long process that you need lots of patience because it takes time for you to get your documents and then you have to translate everything. So first of all, you need to agree with your university in Turkey and then you need to agree with the company or the university that you're coming here. So because you need papers from both of them and please remember everything should be in Czech. Like you need translations, you need to find translators, and other than that, you need like apostilles and like criminal records. Everything is on the website of embassies, so you can find it there easily. In Turkey, we have two Czech Republic embassies. One is in Istanbul. I applied from there, and one is in Ankara. And in their website, everything is written, so it's really easy. But there is one really good thing is that Czech Republic doesn't want any money from you because you're a student when you're applying for a visa. So you don't need to pay for applying, but you just need to pay for translators and then all the paperwork.
Yeah, needless to say that the translators have to be sworn, right? They have to have a
Yeah.
round stamp.
Exactly.
And what about the apostille? Do you have to pay for that to have your documents verified officially?
Yeah, like in Turkey, when you ask for your criminal record, you can ask apostille next to it, and you don't have to pay for it.
I see.
So it's good, yeah.
Can you tell me very roughly how much is it, the entire process?
Like for everything, I paid around like 3-4 thousand Czech korunas, let's say.
So it's somewhat affordable,
Yeah,
even
but
for a
it
student.
depends on your pages, like because the translators, I think, ask money for like every word or like every sentence. So it depends.
What about the embassy? Because you said that there are two of them, right?
Yeah.
How many appointments did you have? Like, is it possible for somebody who lives outside of big towns to go there, to travel there? Like, was it one visit, or you had to come there multiple times?
I did it in one time because my all of my documents was ready and they were correct. If you do it correctly, like everything, you can just go there once and then you will just wait for your, acceptance from the visa, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, if you read and you read correctly,
Yeah.
they have a step by step what you need to do,
Exactly.
and if you follow that, you don't have to make more visits to the embassy. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's good to know. Also, what I would like to add probably is the fact that you don't need to have a Czech health insurance, right? Because Czech Republic has a bilateral um, contract of some sorts where the Turkish health insurance is acknowledged in the Czech Republic, so you don't have to get two of them, right?
Yeah, like you just need to go to the social insurance company that is belongs to government of Turkey, and you just give them your acceptance letter that you will be in Czech Republic, and then they give you a document that is like with signature and stamps on it, which you have to carry with yourself when you're coming to Czech Republic, and they will give you that, and it's for free because your parents has an insurance in Turkey and you can use it. But there is one thing about it is that you can only have it maximum for 6 months in one time. So if you want to extend your Erasmus or like from the start you're coming for 1 year, you have to do like 6 months the agreement between Turkey and Czechia, and then the 6 months it should be a private insurance company that belongs to Czech Republic.
Feels like it's a lot of documentation to deal with, right?
Yeah, it is.
So has anybody helped you with that? Was there like some sort of agency in Turkey, or has the Ostrava Expat Center help you?
Ostrava Expat Center helped me a lot during the process. I was always asking questions and they were always asking them like and with very strong answers. After I got the answers, I didn't have any questions left in my head. So it was perfect.
Oh, that's good. So right now we spoke about a lot of documentation and bureaucracy and all the boring stuff. Let's get into the fun stuff because life is not all about work, right?
Exactly.
So can you tell me about your free time in the Czech Republic?
So, like as we mentioned, it's the heart of Europe, and I'm trying to travel as much as I can. Like not only outside of Czechia, but also inside, because you have lots of good landscapes, like mountains that I can go, like lakes, a river, and there is also nice museums here, and you have nice cities as well, like around. So I'm trying to travel as much as I can, and I'm also trying to see the gallery of arts, etc. Like for example, Dumumiani. I'm trying to go there because they change their exhibitions, and it's free on I think Fridays. So it's a nice Friday activity. So it's cool.
What about hiking in the mountains? Because Beskid.
Yeah, I think I've been there.
Really? Did you go with Ostrava Expat Center because they also have their own outdoors club?
Yeah, I know the Otter Club, but unfortunately, I was not able to go with them. But since we have it in every few months, I will definitely go.
Perfect. Because Beskidi Mountains are really beautiful. It's definitely worth it to explore their peaks and all. So that was the student life or your free time in here in Ostrava. Can you tell me about language barrier? Because I can imagine that it can be hard for you, especially because you're not from a Slavic country like our previous guest. So how are you dealing with that?
Well, first of all, I always go with Neumim Česky. It saves me because then when I say it, people like they need to understand me that I can speak their language, which is the perfect sentence to learn. But also when I'm in the markets, etc., I'm trying to learn like karto prosim, like dobrý den, nasledano, děkuji, because I think it tells the people that is working there, or I don't know, when I'm passing by the post office, it shows them that I'm appreciating their language, their country, their culture, and I think it means a lot because when I do it, I can see that every time their face changes. Like, for example, they might be having a tired day, and some foreigner is coming to them and trying to speak their language, even in a weird way. I think it's very kind, but the language is really hard, I should say it, for me because my language is like totally different from that. You have like different sounds, but I'm trying my best. At least I'm saying the basic words.
Definitely. I mean, even this little, as you said, people are appreciative of it. They notice it, and it's really nice, I think. And since you said that Czech is a hard language, it's very different from your language. How do you practice it? Like, have you ever attended any courses or any clubs where people speak Czech, or you do Duolingo?
Well, Duolingo is the best, one of the best option for this because it's also so easy to use. But now Ostrava Expat Center will have a course for the Czech language, so I might attend it. Also, there will be a chat club in Czech, so I think they will be really helpful. But for now, I never attended any of the courses. But I like somehow I should learn, how to express myself more, even to say like little things because I'm moving to a new country.
You said you're moving to a new country. Are you planning on staying here longer, even when your internship ends or your visa ends?
Yeah, I want to do my master's here in Ostrava, hopefully. So I'm planning to stay a little bit longer, and then when the master's end, we will see how it goes with my life in Ostrava.
Yeah, but so getting a master's means that you will have to get your bachelor's degree verified from Turkey. This process is called nostrification,
Yeah.
and you will have to find a university in Czech Republic that had your previous, I guess, course of study, right? Which will be, what is it? Sorry, your course of
My
study?
course is English language and literature, and I think Ostravska has the same bachelor, so maybe I can.
Yeah, I'm actually studying that study program. So perhaps they can take a look at your diploma and nostrify it, and perhaps you will be studying a master's here in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, that's my wish, but we will see how it goes. I really want it.
And being a student means, as we mentioned before, that you will have free access to the labor market and that you can work for on a DPP contract or like a part-time contract with either Ostrava Expat Center or perhaps even more employers here in Ostrava.
Yeah, I think I can try like teaching English and some other jobs because like having this opportunity while studying is really perfect for, because like you can afford much more things, which is better. And you will have like, I will have free time. So it's better to do something rather than staying in home or dorms.
As we mentioned before, compared to Prague or Brno, Ostrava is really affordable. So even if you're a student living alone and you're working part time, you can afford to live. So that's good. That's a plus. So we spoke about your employment or that you work for Ostrava Expat Center and other opportunities that you have as a student. Could you tell me about your future? What are you planning? Are you planning to stay here after your masters? What is your career goal?
Well, I think, well, sometimes I'm like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with my future, you know? But also, I feel like now what I'm doing, like helping people and also like marketing and communications, because I think I'm a people of communication and I love those. So maybe, well, about staying in Ostrava, I think I want to, but we will see how it goes with life, you know, because you'll never sure. You will make plans and then something will happen and then boom, like all of them will be gone. But like teaching English because I love children, so it could be so nice. And marketing, communications, but you know, sometimes I'm like, I'm here like Ostrava, and I'm thinking, I'm going in the tram, and I'm looking outside, and I'm like, what are you doing with your life right now? But it's cool and it's funny, so
Wait, so what are you doing with your life right now in a positive way or a
in a
negative?
positive way,
Ah,
of
I
course.
see.
Like,
Yeah, because working with children and working in marketing, it seems like two very different career paths, right? So you're like on the crossroads, right?
yeah.
You don't know what to do. I see.
Like, I still have some more time to choose between, so now I'm just going with the flow, you know. I'm just doing this, doing that, and now, but someday I have to choose between something, and then that day we will see how it goes. So, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And currently, you're getting experience with both, basically, right? Because you work at the Ostrava Expat Center, you help with marketing,
Yeah.
events, and stuff, and you also do DPP.
I'm working for the language school, and I'm also doing like some private lessons, but they are not Czech kids, so I don't know if we can count that.
I see. What I would like to ask you is a question that was given by one of our audiences from the Ostrava Expat Center, and they wanted to ask you if you had any preconceptions about Ostrava before coming here, and if they were true or not.
I did not have lots of people to ask questions about Ostrava, but I asked some of my friends who did Erasmus here before, and also I checked online, and it was saying that yeah, Ostrava is a city of, you know, like the fabrics and like lots of bad air. But when I came here, even in September, I was like, no, like it's not that bad, because I feel like people were exaggerating, and now it's going better and better day by day. The city is improving, and it's, I don't think it has the industrial city name anymore. I mean, I think people should like stop exaggerating that.
Because I guess that Ostrava is known for its coal mining industry, right? Rather than being industrial. Because I don't think it's necessarily bad that we're like more industrial. Because like if you look around yourself, like being in the heart of Dolní Oblast Vítkovice, like it's really beautiful, right? It has this historical touch to it. You know, it feels really good, I guess. But it's true that Ostrava is being seen as this, not a good place to live, that the air is bad and all other like prejudiced opinions about us. But I also don't think that it is that bad, given that I've been living here for a couple of years now. And yeah, it's amazing to hear that from you, an expat who just came here, that it's basically not that bad, right?
Like, I think it will go better and better, because I can see the improvements day by day, and then people will gonna regret that they were thinking Ostrava like this and they were trying to run away from here. So I'm waiting for that day.
Yeah, so we should start buying properties here before
Exactly,
the
that's the best investment.
prices skyrocket like in Prague or Brno.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are nearing the end of our episode, and I'd like to ask you 5 quick questions for our quick pick rubric. So let's start with the first question. How do you keep your cultural roots alive?
I eat kebab. Best way to keep it alive, you know, with Czech people.
So what's your favorite kebab then? Is it like in the roll or in the bread?
Well, the correct way is in the bread, so just keeping it in the correct way.
I see, cool. So, if your time in Ostrava or Moravian Silesian region was a movie or a song, which one would it be and why?
Well, there is a song by Taylor Swift. It's called You're on Your Own, Kid, because it tells a story. Basically, you're on your own. It's like the title. So, and I'm here on my own. I mean, I have people, but
Is it hard for you? Do you miss your family and friends?
I do. I really miss them, but it's also a whole different experience. And like every day you're meeting new people, you're doing different stuff that you used to do. So it's cool. It's like mix of emotions, but it's okay, I think. It's
Perfect. What about the third question? What makes you want to call Ostrava your home?
Ostrava Expat Center for sure.
Aww. And what is your special hidden gem in Ostrava?
Oh, I'm not sure if I can say it correctly, but it's Huluchna.
Hlučín?
Yeah, Huluchin, the lake.
Oh, the lake. You mean
Y-
Šerkovna?
Yeah,
I
I
see.
do mean that. It's
Really cool.
It's perfect. Like watching the sunset there, it's amazing.
Yeah, especially in the summer, I
Yeah,
suppose.
not
Yeah.
now, but like
Yeah.
when it gets
It's too cold.
sunnier.
The last and the fifth question is your tips for a trip to Turkey.
Okay, so first of all, don't just only visit Istanbul. Visit other places as well, and avoid getting a taxi. They will scam you.
Oh yeah, I guess it's the same in Prague and Brno. Like if you get a taxi from the airport or the main station, they're gonna overcharge you or something. Yep, but that's a generally good travel tip.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. So thank you for answering my questions and for the pleasant time that we had during this podcast. And yeah, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much.
And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is proudly brought to you by Ostrava Expat Center with the media partnership from magazine Patriot.